Hello, welcome to another Cyber Talks at San Francisco at RSA. So here we have a guest, and I'm very pleased to introduce Iren Reznikov. Sorry to pronounce wrong, but welcome, Iren. It's a pleasure to have you here in the team of SentinelOne. I think it's important to understand as well from kind of a cybersecurity startup, kind of investors' tips in order for them to everyone wants to be entrepreneur. I know the market on cybersecurity is growing day by day. There is a huge demand in products and tools and also a skill set that we don't have. Yeah. And I think most important to understand, and I think to also to teach people that is watching us, what are the key elements that investors are looking for in perspective of a cybersecurity startup, and how do we ensure they provide and meet those criteria that you guys set?
Yeah, that's a great question. So first, SentinelOne is a well-known cybersecurity company, and we recently launched a $100 million fund investing in other security companies and creating an ecosystem of next-gen security companies across the globe. And we're looking at every stage of a company, so super early and growth companies as well. So I would say that across all of these companies, the main thing that we're looking for are companies that are actually solving a big problem for CISOs. So something that is a top priority for customers out there and are solving a real pain that is not being addressed. And that is a very broad ask. But usually, we're looking to see companies that are talking to the market, talking to customers, trying to pinpoint what is not being addressed today or is being addressed but not sufficiently enough, and can be regarded as a top security concern for CISOs that they want to invest in companies and buy vendors solutions for the foreseeable future. So that's something that we're trying to figure out when we're meeting companies. Are you addressing a big problem within cybersecurity today? And I think the second point of view, and that's from an investment perspective, we are trying to invest in companies that the team is comprised out of cybersecurity professionals, people with the right background, people that saw, companies that came out of companies where they built products within cybersecurity, where they know how to reach to the market and build go-to-market strategies as well. So the right combination of product and tech experience as well as go-to-market experience. That is something that we would like to see in a team that we invest in.
It is fantastic. And I think since that you mentioned that few points that you also collaborate today was that you invest in every single stage.
That's
How
right.
do you define? Do you have different teams to define what stage which one belongs? Because maybe the startup has idea, and then there's other startups, as you mentioned, that could be more mature to understand. This is a huge problem that we can tackle. There is a specific market for that. Yeah. So there is I believe a segregation of the kind of investment.
So I'm looking at every stage. So from seed to growth. We're thesis-driven investors. So I would look at a problem or a category, for instance, data security. And within data security, I will try to find the best teams out there globally that address a specific issue within data security. And then this can be a company that is seed stage company, 3 entrepreneurs with a great idea within a specific areas that I'm interested in, or it can be a company that is already a scaled platform with millions of ARRs in place. And the reason why we'll invest is because we'll see the right combination between team, product, and market. That can be a very early stage company where we see that they developed a very unique solution to a problem that maybe is well known already. Maybe there are scaled platforms out there, but it's not the solutions out there are not sufficient. And you have this great early stage company that is trying to address the problem from a different kind of perspective, and we think that there is a market for their solution. Or we can think about, we want to align with a market leader in a category, and we think that there is already a well-defined category. There are companies that are regarded as the leaders within that category, and we want to align with these companies. So there are different kind of use cases and scenarios, but the same people are looking at companies across the stages.
Now, it's very interesting, the point that you established, because I think how, for example, as a startup, you could gain your attention. I mean, what tips do you give for the startup or the entrepreneur in terms of PowerPoint presentation?
Yeah.
Is that because I understand that they want to talk too much about the PowerPoint presentation, and I think you guys don't have all the time in the world to look in all the presentations. I mean, I think the tip that you can give to everyone is, okay, how we can transform the presentation in order to be the fantastic pitch for you to be, I mean, available to read that one. It's kind of in a comparison, it's like the perfect CV.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a great question. I think that, you know, investors, we see tons of pitches, obviously. Eventually, it's really about the basics. You know, it's really about how do you present yourself? Does your team has the right background? And it's, you know, you present that within the pitch. We have the right background to solve this specific problem. And then how do you think about the problem that you're solving? Are you thinking about it in a way that the investor will think, yes, this is the right way to think about this problem? Did you speak with the market? Did you speak with customers and you've validated that this is a real problem from them, that this is something that is unsolved? So it's more about, you know, it's not about the presentation itself. It's more about what can we learn about the way that you present and think about things, especially if it's an early stage company. You know, you're investing in people. You're not investing in their idea or in the market. You're investing in people. You believe that this is the right team to solve a problem. So you as an investor, you want to believe that this team has the right experience and the right thinking to solve a specific problem. So that's what we're trying to figure out when you're presenting your pitch. So it's not about choosing the right words. It's about how are you thinking about the problem? Are you thinking about it in the correct way? Are you thinking about, you know, not building just the most amazing technology, but you're thinking about it as a product, because there is a difference between a great technology and a product. Are you thinking about your customer? What's the right profile as a customer for your solution? How are you going to get there to the market? What's your differentiation versus other competitors? And even if you're an early stage company and you don't have the answers, you know, usually you don't have the answers to all of these questions, we do want to see that you're thinking about the right steps. How can I reach to the answers that I need in order to answer these questions? So it's more about understanding that this is the right team to solve the specific
the
problem.
whole ecosystem in order to be bring to the market.
That's right.
In terms of the idea to also the teams. I think
That's
teams
right.
as a kind of a service in a way.
Yes.
No, Iren, thank you very much for your talks. I think it's fantastic for having your time with us. I definitely think I would like to continue more and definitely opening more for opportunities in the future. I think really appreciate your time.
Obrigado.
De nada.
Thank you.
Thank you.